So good morning, everybody. You're welcome to today's New York session outlook, brought to you by Trading Pro Nigeria Limited and presented by Great White FX. So before we start, let me do a little introduction on the broker making this possible. Trading Pro is an international multi-award winning broker with several years of trading experience. They offer lots of interesting account types. We have swap-free accounts, and we have zero spread on some of our accounts. And we also offer leverage size of 1:2,000. And they also offer in-house training at our number 2 Allen Avenue Twin Roundabout office. And we also offer advanced classes for advanced students every Wednesday between 8:30 to 9:30 p.m. And we also offer this review. We offer it one at the end of the day, that's at 10 p.m. and the other at 10 a.m. overlooking New York session. So with that out of the way, let's get down to what we have. We're going to start off with the economic calendar. As we look at the economic calendar, so as we look at the economic calendar, we have some high impact news coming in on the US dollar between 1:30 to 3 p.m. Between 1:30 to 3:30 to 1:30 p.m. to 3 p.m. So that out of the way, let's get down to what we have on our pairs going into today. So US 100, for the US 100, like I pointed out yesterday night, let me pull up the video for yesterday night so that we could just actually look at it while we are looking at the pair. So this is the video recording for yesterday. So I'm going to move to US 100. US 100. Basically, we can see we have a very, very strong weakness coming into play. Remember, if we look at what the outlook was, I said we needed to see a close below here and the retracement. You see where price came into this fair value gap, and after that, price has dropped. So we have a close here. So we can, to an extent, move our range down to this low and to this high. So what we are going to be waiting for now is a retracement into this broken range and a move lower. Because if we look at price on the daily, we can see we have a very massive engulfing candle. So which points to the fact that this is to continue. We might see it come for 18,549. So let's look at what the price has done so far. So we can see that there is a move down. There's a move down, but price has not retraced back into this area here. So going by this, we'll be anticipating a retracement into here. So during New York or before New York completes, we might see a retracement into this area, which is at 18,753.4, and then a move lower down on price. So that's what we most likely will be expecting on the US 100 going into the New York session. So we might see a bullish run with a bearish continuation later on. If we look at it on the 4-hour, we can see this. So we can see that we have some 4-hour fair value gaps here. We have some 4-hour fair value gaps here. So if we go back to the 1-hour, you can see that price has that fair is between just slightly below the 50, but this is US 100. It's very volatile, so it can really move above this before moving back to the downside. So the next pair we're going to look at is DXY. So we'll pull up the video. Very well, because if we can't close above this high, what it means is that you're going to have a bit of a retracement. But for now, this pair is bullish. We have dollar strength coming back into it. So if you go down to the 4-hour time frame, what you'll be waiting for is a retracement. We have what this an inverted fair value gap. So you'll be waiting for price to come in here. It may do it during Asian session, but you'll be waiting for any of these areas to hold price and then send price to probably 105.45. So that, let's see what dollar index has done. So we can see now that if you look at this on the 4-hour, look at this on the daily, let's see if it closed. Well, to an extent, it didn't close above 105.11 with enough momentum, but it did close above 105. This one, no, there are two highs here coming. I'm getting a little bit confused. We have this high here at 105.12, and see price didn't close above it, but price has already gone above this morning, and price is now moving back in. So if we go to the 4-hour time frame, you can see that price has already dropped deeply into this area. So the possibility is this, that we might see a little bit of a deeper retracement before a continuation to the upside. Because we have this inverted fair value gap here, we can see that price is slightly at that level. This inverted fair value gap between this point to this point. Then we also have a 4-hour fair value gap between here to here. And as you can see, the equilibrium of this fair value gap here lines up with this area. So we'll be watching to see what price does here before a continuation to the upside. So because this pair for now has bullish strength coming in. Price is reacting off this 4-hour fair value gap here. So we'll be looking to find support somewhere within here for a continuation back to the upside. So the next way we're going to be looking at is EURUSD. If we look at the EURUSD, I pointed out that price was below here. We look at the EURUSD on the daily, we can clearly see that this level here at 1.0804 has been broken by price. So what price is doing now is that price is dipping into this 4-hour fair value gap here. You see, so we'll be watching this area. Why is this area important? Because this was what was used to break this low. So you'll be watching for bullish, bearish price action within here for a move lower to probably this low first. That's 1.0719, then 1.0767, then 1.0760. Those are the levels we'll be looking forward to. Then the next one we're going to be looking at is the Euro GBPUSD. GBPUSD closed bearish into this structure point. It's bearish in and of itself, but if you notice, it hasn't closed below this previous week's low. So what we're seeing now is price retracing back into the range of yesterday. So what we'll be waiting for on this pair, we'll be watching this 4-hour fair value gap. If price goes very extensively above here, we'll be watching this. So if we drop to the 1-hour time frame and see that this is a swing low. Whenever price moves very like this away from a swing low, you start watching fair value gaps close to that point of interest for a move back down. So if I'm to look at this, if I'm to use the 4-hour to look at this, I don't have a swing yet here. Let me go to the 15 minutes. If I'm to go to the 15 minutes, I will have this high to this low, this high to this low. So it will be something like this. This point is this point. So I'll be watching, and you can see this 50% equilibrium has a fair value gap there. So I'll be watching that there because the way this is setting up, this might still move to the upside. That is the first signal that this might extend higher will be a close above 1.2718. Once you get a good 15-minute close here, then you know that you're going to see a deeper retracement on price. So the next pair we're going to be looking at is gold. And see, gold didn't do the retracement I was expecting it to do. It has swept previous week's low and there's a bullish reaction. So we'll be watching this for our candle here. Watching this for our closely. But if we notice, we don't have so strong a 4-hour close below 23.25. So if we drop down to the 1-hour time frame, if we drop down to the 1-hour time frame, this is the zone you'll be watching. You'll be watching this point to this point. This is where you'll be watching for price to extend deeply into, then continue back to the downside. So if we drop to the 15-minute time frame, we don't have a close above 23.37. Once we get the close above 23.37, then the possibility exists that this may move down, may still move higher. But for now, price is not closing above it. So we might see a bit of a move down before a continuation. But this pair, we would need to wait and see what news does. But this pair for now is weak. So any rally on it should offer an opportunity for a short. But for now, it looks like it's about to extend a little bit deeper. So we need to be careful and watchful about that. Are we all on the same page? Hello, can you all still hear me?
Why is that? Yeah, I can hear you. I can hear you.
1 hour that we use. Don't understand.
Your structure is from 1 hour. Your structure is from 1 hour and 4 hours. If you look at the 1 hour, we don't have a strong close below 23.25, but we have a close. We have a close there, as you can see, but it was immediately shot back into. Now, this is your range high, this is your range low. So if you're looking for a short opportunity, it will be between 34.41 to 23.41 to 23.44. So what I'm saying is that this, looking at the structure we have on the 15 minutes on this pair, the possibility, I'm watching something. If price does not close above 23.39, then it may continue to the downside, but I'll be careful about this fair value gaps. So for now, if you're trying to take a long on gold, you need to be very careful. If not, just wait for price to rally up into here, reject, and continue back to the downside.
Thank you. Thank you.
So the next pair we're going to be looking at is EURGBP. Looking at the EURGBP, I'm still expecting price to take out this high because we have a strong rejection from the after hitting last year's low. So price is kind of ranging, but I'm still expecting it to take out this high. So a kind of bullish strength going into euro going into New York session. So I would like to see it a close above here and a continuation to the upside. So the next pair we're going to be looking at is the euro pound yen. So we can see that so if we look at this pair, if we look at it from the daily, and see that it has finally started showing weakness after this engulfing of yesterday. That's yesterday's engulfing. Although I was cautious to take a shot on it because we didn't have a break below the low on the 1 hour. But if you watch it on the 15 minutes, it still didn't show it. It didn't have the close. That's one thing with this pair. This pair can be funny sometimes. But it has dropped. So what that means now is that for this pair, I might be looking at this high to this low as my range. And if it should retrace, I'll be waiting for it to take a short opportunity, maybe from this fair value gap here. So this might still retrace a bit before moving back to the downside. But for now, what we have on this pair is we have weakness. So any rally on this should be seen as an opportunity for retracement. So the next pair we're going to be looking at is the euro yen. The same. This has broken here. So my range is going to be between this point to this point. So any rally on this into this area should offer bearish opportunity for a move lower, probably targeting any of these lows. So for the pound yen and euro yen, we have weakness. But if the euro GBP should start moving, you will see the weakness is going to be heavier on the British pound yen than on the euro yen. So for those who trade those pairs, you might need to take note of that. So do I have any questions? Any questions? Any question? Hello? Hello, any questions? Hello, can you all still hear me?
Yes, for no questions, sir.
Okay, so in the absence of any questions, I think we are going to be ending the class now. I'll keep us updated by posting charts going into New York session. So goodbye, everybody. Thank you for taking your time to attend and have a wonderful New York session.